You can't bribe kids to eat healthy. They have to understand, learn, and be self-motivated. We just educate them, right? And we show them the results. Like if you keep eating this is what would happen. The benefits, damages, could live your best life and have a little bit of everything as long as you can just portionize yourself.
How do they view nutrition and food? Because like y'all obviously see the significance of it, especially after your transformation. Like how do you instill that in them so that they're self-motivated to eat the right foods as opposed to going out to their friend's house and whatnot and just eating everything in sight?
Yeah, I love that you said self-motivated, because that's really where it is. Like you can't bribe kids to eat healthy. You can't force them. They have to understand, learn, and be self-motivated. So that's what we do. We just educate them, right? And we show them the results. Like if you keep eating this is what's going to happen. If you keep eating that, this is what's going to happen. This supplement, if you keep taking this is what would happen. The benefits, the damages. And we're also normal. So like on weekends, we'll have ice cream. But now we're big into portion control. The ice cream portions here, even the kitty kid portion, is like gigantic. So I'll go and I'll take the smallest portion and I'll split that in half. And then mommy, gets the trial spoon. And I'm like, this is my portion and it was free. And they often laugh at me. But, it's all about portion control. You could live your best life and have a little bit of everything as long as you can just portionize yourself. More of good thing, some bad thing. But
they also understand that they're examples of health now because of their personal journeys that have been documented, because they're child actors. They stepped on stage for Bobby Kennedy's Maha Ball. We all held our hands together in the Maha symbol. They spoke on stage in front of 800 longevity superstars in our premiere of our documentary, Biohack Yourself. And now our daughter is a health journalist for Biohack Yourself, reporting, going to cold plunge events, run clubs. So they understand that they're also leading the charge. And so they watch, what they do, what they say. And they also understand the difference between healthy kids and unhealthy kids, especially our son that plays soccer, does rough sports. And he sees kids that are older than him. And if he's playing soccer, he's able to push them off to the side. And it's because that kid's not eating right. He goes to lunch with them and he sees what they're eating. And he's like, he sees the correlation.
But I think the best thing we did was bringing them to the documentary set and having them interview these experts. And they would sit down for 45 minutes and interview Dr. Steve Gundry, Dr. Danielle Amen, Dr. Tom O'Brien, countless interviews. We actually counted it. It was 40 interviews between Biohack Yourself and Shield that they set through.
And real questions, because remember, you're asking a very respected doctor who's talking photobiomodulation, mitochondria, ATP, telomeres. You can't say that to a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old. So we watched these extraordinary thought leaders talk to them in their own language. And it actually helped us understand what the hell they were saying, because it could get really complicated. So it was amazing to bring in that component, and it really solidified their thinking.
Also, listening from other people other than your parents helps. And that's why they also now want to be out there and talk to their alpha generation. Like our daughter says, I'm not okay with this. Like almost every kid at school, in my previous schools, would eat goldfish. Like, this is insane. I got to change that. And she feels like it's her duty. And she will never touch goldfish or, and packaged food is very rare in our home. Because, you explain to them like, okay, this is packaged, right? How does it stay on the shelves in a package for so long? They have to put chemicals in there for it to stay there. And besides, and for our son gets really grossed out from things. So you have to talk their love language too. And I tell Legend, I'm like, I've seen stories where these factory workers go use the bathroom and they don't wash their hands and then they package these foods. So I bet you somebody's poop is in that package and he won't touch packaged foods. So sometimes, you have to do that, whatever sticks in their head, and then they become the advocates of their own health. And they'll be there checking ingredients and really asking questions.
What do they want to be when they grow up as a career? Like, do they have a pretty good idea of where they're headed?
Sure. I mean, they've been exposed to so many different things. They want to be everything. But right now, Love wants to be a journalist. This is her new thing. She's like, I want to be a journalist. We have the media company. I can get the microphone. I can go everywhere and ask everyone about their longevity hacks. And I can tell my generation about it because they'll listen to me more than their mom. So that makes sense. Our son Legend, he just wants to be a billionaire on vacation for the rest of his life. So we don't know how he plans to do that, but whatever he said so far has come true. So we're just letting him live in his delusion.
Very good.
Manifester, yeah.
Manifester is very good at assigning things, giving people assignments.
Forget it.
He's excellent at leading a team. I remember because Teresa's mom, she travels between our home and Teresa's other two sisters' homes. So anytime, and she usually comes every 3 months, every 4 months. So there's like a 4-month disconnect. So one morning I walk into the kitchen
Well,
and
she had just come in.
back, and giving her a tutorial. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, I'm teaching her how I like my breakfast cooked. It's like, because as a
Spend the time to train.
yeah, he'll train her.
Because he doesn't want to do any, But like, it's so funny, this kid, because Anthony's a very good delegator. Like, he intentionally will not learn to put together cabinets or do any of this manual work because he's like, if I learn it, I'll be tempted to do it. And then my time goes on smaller things that don't bring money and success and happiness. Instead, I could just bring more money and hire the right people. And that's even better because I'm employing someone. So, and then me, on the other hand, like, I must do everything myself, like down to like, I'll put together the cabinets, I'll learn the manuals and I'll just drill it. And I feel so satisfied with creation and doing. So our kids are so conflicted. Our daughter this morning, she wants to, do her room and her laundry and stuff. But then she's like, but then look, I'm going to waste the time from me being a successful journalist. So I want to hire somebody who can do my laundry. But I understand that if I did it, it would give me satisfaction of being clean. So I don't know. I'm confused. It's very funny.
And then our son over delegates. Like yesterday, he took on this hobby of making paper airplanes, right? But the other day. And I was looking, I was like, so, there's more advanced paper airplanes. Let's go on YouTube.
Yeah, like I have a few.
Let's go on YouTube and see what they're really. All of a sudden, my mom, his grandma, is making the paper airplane. He's delegating.
Okay, Glad, make that while I go do this.
It's so funny. So it's interesting to watch them. They're our entertainment, So it's,
They
but
pick
as
up
you know,
habits,
as a parent, it's very, very gratifying and satisfying.
It's the
to
best.
watch
It's
it.
the best. So I really appreciate the fact that y'all are doing something that you don't feel the need to like retire from or, you just escape from. I feel like a lot of people live in this sense of escapism. They don't have a center that draws them that they're working towards every single day. But do y'all do anything as a family to like totally separate from the norm, to like give yourself a break from the day to day, or what do y'all do in that regard?
Day is like a vacation. I mean, it's a mixed mosh, you know, like yesterday we went swimming, played pickleball with the kids. Then we also got some work done, right? We go out to dinners often, more often than we should because, not a lot of
seed oils
out there, seed oils, but
that's another thing we clash on.
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot.
he
wants out. I want to cook home.
No, yeah, I like going out. I like ambiance and restaurants and stuff. And then we go to the movies quite often. I mean, there's a brand new movie that we don't go see, but then we mix it up with what are the learning lessons from the movies, right? Like even something as simple as what's that movie with Simba, Lion King, the other one that
Mufasa?
was the Mufasa one.
Yeah. If we're watching a movie, it's a whole podcast after that.
Because there's different mindsets. Like, what'd you get out of it?
And we ask questions until they're ready to think of something. Like, we won't give up. We ask the question from 10 different angles until we make them think. What did they just observe? What did they just watch? And can they reiterate something that they gained out of it? So that is helping shape their brain and their understanding.
And we have different perspectives. Like even that Mufasa movie, right? Like if when your kids get of age, you'll probably end up watching it. But you can watch the same movie and have different thoughts about it.
Totally different experience.
And just not to harp on it, but the father right, was like, look, I don't want this stranger kid coming into the family. He's not blood. Let's not do it. The mom was like, but he's an orphan. Let's help him out. Anyway, at the end of the day, the guy ends up killing the father. Like, it was a whole big thing. But the way the movie is portrayed, it's that whole family is forgotten. Like, it's a very interesting thing depending on what side of the pendulum you're on.
Yeah.
And depending on your family dynamics, you might root for the mom who was like, let me take care of that orphan. Let me help him out. Or you might say,
But then
the dad was right. We shouldn't bring in this
because
kind of.
then the brother who turned into Scar started becoming jealous of the connection of Mufasa and the mom, which is why he became Scar, and then which is what we watched in Lion King. So this Mufasa is the movie before what happened to Mufasa and
like
Scar.
the origin story. I like it.
Exactly.
origin
See, oh,
story.
you should watch it because
Should watch
it's your
it. Yeah,
child.
yeah. So
It was very interesting, and we have different opinions. So it's interesting to discuss this with the kids and see what they understood. But as you were saying, something out of the ordinary. Like you said, almost every day is like a birthday or we have this freedom of choice. We can choose whatever we want to do. But something that we have been keen on doing is spending an entire year. Once the kids are a year ahead in homeschooling, in their grade level, let's take a year and go live out.
I'll let him out 1 second. Go.
And we want to go live every 2 months or 3 months in different countries.
Nice.
So in the top list is Switzerland, Japan, potentially Spain or UAE. And then, of course, Armenia. I want to send the kids to like an Armenian camp or something because I'm from there. My dad is there. My whole family is there. And they want that, the roots, and deepening that. So that's something out of the ordinary that you're saying, because homeschooling has given us that opportunity to be free. Owning our own media business has given us the opportunity to be completely hands-off with work too. We can run this company from anywhere in the world, even from Mars. We joke about it. But so that's something we plan on doing.